Okay, so today we are back in the lab, and in this video we're basically discussing plain text emails for e-commerce Klaviyo email marketing. So we're going to be discussing where and how to use plain text emails, and also covering the optimal strategy to double your engagement basically and email revenue without using any discounting. So if you watch this video and you do want help implementing a mix of a designed and plain text email strategy and you like some of the ideas that I talk about, head over to strikecopy.com, book a call with me. We'll have a look into your Klaviyo account and sort of just recommend some suggestions and see if we can help you guys out. So just a few results. So obviously you're seeing killer campaign performance, obviously consistently driving revenue without pushing too much sales stuff. And this is actually one of our brand partners, a supplement brand that we basically implement a mostly plain text email campaign strategy for. And as you can see, we're seeing a 55% attributed revenue mark here for this brand, which is just absolutely insane. And then obviously, a really good level of campaign performance using mostly plain text stuff here as well. So this is for you. If you run an e-commerce business, you're doing at least $50,000 a month. Your product probably solves a unique problem for a specific type of person. You have a good email strategy in place, but you think it could be pretty much improved across the board. And you want a way to quickly and effectively create campaign emails that print cash. You probably don't have all the time in the world to design masterpiece emails. You're tired of spending hours creating emails that simply don't convert, and you're probably landing in the spam folder every single time you send out an email, or realistically, you simply just don't know what you're doing when it comes to email marketing for your e-commerce business. So if this categorizes you, then tune in, because we're going to be discussing some really valuable stuff in this video. So first things first, I want to discuss, why plain text emails work so well for the right brand. Everybody knows that a good e-commerce email strategy needs to include great design-based stuff. So after all, we need to show off those product images and marketing emails, and that's usually done through creative design. So a good example of that is to the right. So with that in mind, we have to sort of have a look, okay, so where do plain text emails actually fit into the mix here? And where and why should they be used? Now, to put quite simply, these plain text emails, they work like crazy to drive sales and revenue, right? I don't make the rules, I just play by them. And for whatever reason, when a plain text email gets sent by our agency for one of our brand partners, it often outperforms the design stuff. And I have a bit of a thesis on why I believe this is the case, right? One, plain text emails get the point across directly and very, very fast. So designs can be distracting. When someone is reading a plain text email, they know where to look and what to read. There's no crazy colors, fonts, etc. It's just one message that gets delivered very, very clearly. This is why they work so well for emails promoting big sales or new products, right? It communicates that offer really, really clearly and quickly. So when you're pushing out a big sale, you don't want people to get distracted, right? Especially if you have an organic list that has been built organically through customers and people that have opted in. They're already interested in your brand. So if you're running a big sale, 35% off, Black Friday sale, Easter sale, things of this nature, all you really need to do is state the offer. You don't need to sell it too much with beautiful designs and stuff like that. So if you send out a plain text email that just says, hey, get 15% off for 2 days only, and then you have the call to action, I can guarantee you something as simple as that is going to outperform a big sexy design email with big flashing colors, big offer highlights and all that kind of stuff, because it gets the point across very clearly and very, very directly. And this is why it is so important to incorporate these plain text emails into your strategy, because it is so clear. The second reason why they work so well is deliverability improvements. So at my agency Strike Copy, we consistently run deliverability tests on our clients' email domains. So basically we're checking weekly where each email is landing in each major inbox provider. So Gmail, Outlook, Apple Mail, etc. And without fail, plain text emails get placed in the primary inbox 80% plus of the time. More people will see the email in this case, more people will open, and of course more people are going to buy. It really is that simple, right? They are the lightest type of email you can send, meaning they are the lightest type of email you can send, which basically means when inbox providers like Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook, etc., they're scanning your emails for content to see where to place them. They look native to the platform, they're really light, there's no big images, and they get placed in the primary inbox more often than obviously your really heavy sort of designed image-based emails. The next reason why they work so well is because they give your brand a personal feel. Designed emails are great, but they often feel like a brand is just trying to sell you something. Now, throwing in plain text emails into the mix makes the brand feel more human, especially when you address them from a team member of the brand, which we always recommend. It's almost like creating that parasocial relationship where if, a customer of yours receives an email, let's say from Stephanie from, customer support once a week, once a fortnight, etc., they start to recognize that in the inbox. And if the emails are actually good and they're actually engaging, they start to look forward to obviously receiving those messages and updates, and especially if you mix in some content stuff. So for example, one of our clients, they're in the sort of new mothers niche where they sell products for new mothers, more specifically like a breast pump for new mothers, right? And what we've incorporated there is a plain text email strategy strategy where basically we're pushing out content that is, value focused, and it comes from the same person. So we're giving like tips for new mothers, right? So every single week, everybody on the list knows that, XYZ from, our client's company is going to, reach out to them and it's almost like a checking kind of email. It's like, hey, how are you going on your journey? Here's a couple of tips we picked up this week. And obviously we can tie some of their products into those tips as well. So it's really, really valuable, right? So this is another thing. It gives your brand that really personal feel. The next thing is the copy is the focus. And this is really important for a brand that solves a very niche problem. So your customer in this case isn't too worried about the aesthetics of your product, especially if they actually solve like a root problem. So for example, a supplement brand is a great example of this. So obviously you can have your designed email stuff, but the reason people buy supplements is for the benefit that it gives them health-wise. They're not interested in, how sexy the product is or how it's going to look on their shelf, etc. Right? They're really, really sort of focused on what it's going to do for them and their health. So for a problem-solving brand like this, which in reality is, pretty much most brands at a fundamental level, even if it, isn't solving such a direct problem like health, people buy products to fit in or fashion items to fit in, etc. Also, every product's a problem-solving product, but you get what I'm saying. The selling is going to occur in the copy, and plain text is where the selling is done for a brand, for example, like a supplement brand, where obviously they're buying for a very specific problem. So now we know why plain text emails work. Let's talk about the process of incorporating plain text emails into your email strategy as a whole. So you want to feature them in flows and campaigns, not like it's a strategy that can be implemented across the board, across all of your email marketing. So in your flows, welcome series email 2 is a really, really good place to have a plain text email. So the welcome series is a customer's first point of contact with your brand via email. And if you're going to be sending plain text emails consistently, you want to introduce them as early on as possible when somebody joins your list. And so this is the perfect opportunity to also introduce you as the founder or a team member or a specific person as the author behind these plain text emails. As I mentioned before, it gives that brand that authentic human feel. People also start to build a parasocial relationship with the person writing the email, and it'll make the plain text emails in a casual tone as well. So don't use any corporate jargon or loud sort of salesy kind of copy. Just really sort of relaxed is what's going to work best here. Again, adds that human feel to the brand. Next one, customer thank you flow. A thank you from the founder. Again, it's building that human feel, which will greatly reduce buyer's remorse if the email touches on the specifics of their product. So keep it simple. A thank you with some general product info works best. So hey, thanks for joining the fam at X, Y, and Z company. We're so excited for you to get your hands on our product. Just a few pieces of information before your package arrives, etc., etc., etc. Not really doing too much selling. You can have a call to action at the bottom to check out some other products and stuff like that. But in general, you can keep this very, very simple. Email 3. Also, place number 3, you can put it in your flows, your abandoned checkout and your cart flow. So I don't see many brands implementing this at all, but along with your designed emails that feature your dynamic product blocks, you want to be sending a plain text reminder in there as well, right? So, you might have obviously your abandoned checkout email 1 with your, dynamic product block, 2, 3, 4. And at the end, which is usually where we like to put it, just a final reminder, hey, XYZ from company name, we noticed you were checking out this product, but didn't make it all the way to purchase, touch on some benefits, testimonials, whatever. Again, just adding that human feel to the abandoned checkout flow. Now, in campaigns, I'm going to quickly list off some of our favorite ways to feature abandoned checkout emails in campaigns. So sale reminders and sale launches are going to be where plain text emails really, really shine. I touched on this before. When you have a big offer, it is so important to get that message across very, very clearly and communicate it in an effective way. Plain text emails are going to be the best way to do this, hands down, right? Instead of having a fancy designed email, literally the plain text email, the headline is going to be, hey, you can get 30% off for 2 days only. This offer is running out soon. Call to action. Something along those lines. Then obviously you can add a bit more copy below that if you want to, but really all you're trying to do with these plain text emails is communicate that offer very clearly off the front. Okay. Informational campaigns is another one as well, like I mentioned. So obviously for our client in the new mums niche, obviously we've incorporated this strategy very, very well. So dropping into their inbox with tips, tricks, how to sort of handle the journey of becoming a new mother, etc. It starts to really paint your brand as a source of information, and people really start looking forward to actually receiving these emails because they know that, when they get an email from XYZ from company, that it's probably going to have some pretty good value pack stuff in there. Now, direct response pain point focused campaigns. This is another one. So like I mentioned before, if your brand really solves a niche product, you want to have some pretty heavy direct response plain text emails in there, right? So touching on pain points, presenting your product as the solution. Direct response marketing is a whole nother video. But basically the gist of it is, really sort of urging the customer to take an action right now, immediately, right? So obviously we do that through different direct response tactics and stuff like that. It is quite salesy, but these campaigns work really, really well for the right brand. And the final one is product announcements. So new products, right? If your list is made up mainly of customers, you don't have to oversell that, right? You really don't have to do up a fancy design. You can just literally send out a plain text text email, hey, we've just launched our brand new XYZ range, get it 15% off for a limited time. Call to action. Like, as simple as that. Product announcements are great. People are curious, okay? And in a plain text email, you're actually going to drive more clicks by not showing the photo. It's kind of backwards because it's like people are going to be interested to see what it is, especially if they're engaged subscribers. So they're going to click to see it, right? They're going to click on the product page and you're going to drive a ton of clicks just by announcing it in a plain text email. It's really, really valuable. Now, one other thing to note, just about any campaign can be spun into a plain text variation. So take a look at your content calendar for the month and change up some design-based stuff that you had planned to be plain, test it out, see how it goes, let me know how it goes, drop a comment, try out the strategy. Now, if you do want help implementing some plain text emails, or you want to sort of look at your Klaviyo strategy and give you some recommendations for free, we actually offer audits for e-commerce businesses with no strings attached. So you can just go over to strikecopy.com, check out some of our work, check out some of our case studies. If you like what we do, you can book a call, we can have a chat, we'll audit your account, and potentially, open up a longer conversation after that about handling the full email strategy. It's up to you. But initially, no strings attached on an email audit. So go through, book a call, and hopefully we can chat soon. Thanks.